Alright, so first off, what's up, fellas? Um, just wanted to actually try to make a quick video here. I know the number of keepers, that whole situation had been discussed uh, in previous meetings, but obviously I wasn't present there when that happened, so just wanted to take a few minutes to kind of give my take on why I feel there's a need for change. I I know that this did happen for a reason, but I feel there is a better way to address those concerns than the way we're going about it now. Before I get into what I think could be possible solutions that might work out better than what we're doing, I kind of just want to explain my approach to keepers, how I view them, like to use them for my team, and what I think is kind of a good solid approach to have a good team moving forward. When it comes to keepers, generally I look at I look at kind of four different types. I kind of put them in types, and the four types of keepers I look at when it comes to my team. First off is the powerhouse or the superstar for your team. If you were to look at my current roster, that player would be Des Bryant, the highest ranked player on my team. Um, the next type I would look for is your top running back, your workhorse running back. Also your value player. I think of this your I call bargain value player. Generally, it's a veteran. This position is normally just a person or a player that you get in the later rounds that has predictable production. They've been doing it for a while. They're pretty consistent, and you know the output you're going to get for that player in the 12th or 13th round or something like that is well worth it. So that's your bargain value keeper, and then also your young talent keeper, your rookies and your sophomores. So those four types, I think if you hit on all four of those, it makes a good core for your team, and it's a good balance. Your powerhouse player and your workhorse running back obviously are your win now guys. They're your big producers for this season, and your bargain value veteran or whatever allows you to um, acquire other role players and things like that by freeing up a higher draft pick. So in a way, I don't know, maybe it allows you to go fishing, so to speak, a little bit. But your young talent player is kind of I don't know, your wild card that you hope you hit the jackpot with going forward. Uh, just to kind of recap on, I don't know, going through this whole thing kind of made me think about why we became a keeper league to begin with. And I remember when initially doing all the research for this and kind of presenting it to you guys, some of the things I got excited about in the beginning was the ability to add more meaning to our seasons. Back then we had issues with um, people basically falling off the map once they were out of the playoff race, or basically giving up players for next to nothing once their season was over with. So this was kind of a way to like add more meaning and get through all of that stuff. Also, give a little bit more pride and ownership in your team and your brand, so to speak, when you can roll from season to season. Um, One of the other things that I really appreciated about a keeper league is it allows you to reap the benefits of all your hard work in over the course of that season. So all the scouting you did, and all the adding guys on your watch list, and all the waiver wire pickups and all of that stuff. When you go through all the work you put into a season, and all that research can still benefit you in the following year. Uh, so I kind of viewed it to begin with as more of sort of a franchise mode, in just a way that not only the game for us kind of evolved from just being a coach, I guess, and just setting your lineups week in and week out to now becoming more of a GM and a scouting director. Now being having to manage your team and your, I guess, your player personnel, and in both directions, I guess, as far as managing to have a winning season this year and managing to have winning seasons to come. Um, One of the biggest reasons why I was excited about this in the beginning is it gives you that thrill of, hey, maybe this guy I've been looking at, this kid I've been hearing about, if I pick him up and find him a spot on my roster, maybe he'll be the next AP or the next Peyton Manning. Or it's that thrill of finding someone and they becoming the superstar that you basically have private rights to. And maybe that's just me, but to me, the thrill of keepers isn't in keeping the big name players. It's not keeping the Spillers or the Des Bryants or whoever you want to put it. It's not about, oh, hey, I can get this guy in the 6th round instead of the 4th. To me, the thrill of it, the identity of my team comes from that guy, like, say, with Aaron's team, Aaron Rodgers. That's the identity of his team, a guy he's had since like the 13th or 14th round. That's the goal. That's the main objective, is to find a superstar and lock him in. So in order to do that, though, you have to have the ability to take a chance on a young player. And that's kind of my biggest problem with our current format. I feel it doesn't give us the correct balance between, hey, this is what I need to win this season, and I can still put a little bit into, hey, this is what I'm going to need, or invest a little bit in a player that I think is going to help me in the seasons to come. Like I said, when you look at your guys, like your powerhouse player, your workhorse running back, those are must-haves, must-keeps. So then basically what Three Keepers does is it forces us to choose between investing in a young talent guy who could become the next LaShawn McCoy, or picking up a guy that we know is going to help us this season. And to me, that's not, I mean, it's 90% of the time I know which way the decision is going to go. I don't think there's, with as competitive as a league as we have, I don't see many people who are going to sacrifice wins this season for a shot at picking up the next, I don't know, the next superstar, Arian Foster or something next season. I don't see anybody. I couldn't envision somebody not keeping Dez. That's why I call him a must-have. Letting Dez Bryant go to hold on to a younger guy like Keenan Allen or something. It's almost, the decision's almost forced. Our keepers are so limited, the decisions are almost forced. So basically what it boils down to is I feel like if we're not going to give people the option to invest in that next player, to take a chance on Johnny Manziel, then why are we even doing this? I mean, it's a big deal to, if you only have 3 keepers, then it's a big deal to put 33% of your keepers into a chance. With 4, I mean, at least you know you have a core, you have 3 players that are part of your team now to win now, and then you've got 25% of your energy that you invest into your future player, which I think is a good ratio. But again, that's just me. Anyway, I was feeling, as I mentioned before, I feel there are better options to handle the issue we had, which I mean, like, again, I wasn't around when the discussion took place, but I felt like the issue with the keepers, why it went from 5 to 3, was that there were so many keepers, or so many of the good players were gone from the early rounds, or however the first half of the draft. So a couple of the, I see I'm going on 10 minutes here, so I'm going to wrap it up. A couple of the solutions that I think could serve us better and that should be looked at next season, next off season, could be maybe just raising a flat or an increase in the cost for keeping a player flat across the board. Right now it's 1 round. Maybe we raise it to 2 rounds. So instead of that 10th round guy costing you your 9th round, the 10th round guy costs you your 8th. I don't know. Maybe some people like that. Maybe some people don't. One of the things, another idea which I think I like a little bit better, is sort of a incremental keeper cost. And so what that would be is, say your first and second keeper cost you 1 round, but your third and fourth keepers cost you 2 rounds. Or if we're really pressing hard against that fourth keeper and really trying to discourage people from keeping a fourth player, then we can say your first keeper is 1 round, your second and third keeper can be 2 rounds, and your fourth keeper can be 3 rounds. Again, these are just suggestions. None of these are penalties are set in stone. It's just, but I think there are options, there are ways to address this and kind of give everybody what they're looking for. So if you feel strongly enough about the guy, you're willing to risk 3 rounds on him or something. But I mean, it still leaves that decision making in the process, but it at least gives you the option versus saying you don't even have a choice. As bad as I wanted to keep Crabtree this year, didn't even have a choice. And a third option that I came up with, which is not so bad, I think I like it better than the first, was a kind of a round segmentation, so to speak. So you can only keep, like, say if we do have 4 keepers max, you're only allowed to keep 2 players in the first half of the draft. So you can have a 5th round keeper and an 8th round keeper, and that's all you're allowed to keep. If you, for that 3rd and 4th keeper, they have to be in the second half of the draft, so maybe the 10th and the 12th round or something like that. And that actually, the one aspect I do like of that option is it promotes a lot more chances on unproven or young talent. I mean, who else are you keeping in like the 13th or 14th round? It lets you go out and try to find the next big superstar, but in a way, it promotes keeping some younger guys. But I don't know. Like I said, I understand there was an issue. I just feel that there's a better way to address it than just a cut and dry 3 and that's it. And again, my issue with the 3 keepers is based on the fact that I feel it makes teams sacrifice their future to have a winning season this year. I understand that decisions need to be made, but I don't think it's too much to ask to invest 25%, 1/4 of your keepers in the future and have 3 guys that are going to help you win today. It's a bit different when you only have 3. But either way, I'm under the impression that the vote is today, and you guys are going to consider whether we should rediscuss this issue next managers meeting, next offseason. So anyway, as you can probably guess by now, my vote is for yes, just because I think there's a better way to handle it. And I hope we do get a chance to revisit and talk it over. So, because I get the feeling that a lot of people aren't happy with it, but they're just going along with what's easier because I guess things were pretty rough last time. So, but I don't know. Maybe we might have a solution that's better for all, but we'll see. Anyway, enjoy the meeting. Sunday Night Football. Good luck to you guys. Hopefully I'm out there soon enough we can get together and watch a few games. But anyway, take care.